Engagement is the name of the game when it comes to social media. And what I want to do today is I want to talk about how we can increase your engagement, which increases your effectiveness and gets you more deals on Instagram and all the other platforms. Over the last year, we've seen that social media has really shifted from a position of where it is just a place where you're connected to, and the people that you're connected to are the ones that are seeing your type of content. What we're seeing now is obviously what I've called the TikTok effect, where we're seeing on Instagram specifically, but on all of the platforms where everything is moving more towards search. So in other words, if you're producing content that is getting a wider audience, how do we get that audience in front of some of your content, and how do we continue to build on that opportunity? And the key to all of this is engagement. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go through and I'm going to talk to you about 5 different specific ways that you can increase engagement, which is ultimately going to give you more opportunities to do more business. Number one is that engagement starts with you. Actually, it is social media. It's not just media. It's not just social. It is a combination of both of these. So we have to produce good content, but ultimately what we have to do is we have to engage with others in order to start seeing some of the engagement coming back to us. So there's a couple of things we can do here to really move this process along, and we can be the proactive one that is taking action and is engaging so that we can get that engagement to come back. So a couple of different areas we want to focus in on the engagement that we're actually doing out there. The first thing is we want to think about, are there specific prospects, or are there people in your sphere of influence or referral partners that you definitely want to keep in touch with, and you want to utilize some of the engagement that you're going to do outwardly to make sure that you stay top of mind. I'm going to speak specifically to Instagram here. You can go in and you can make a group of people your favorites. Now, what you do on this, and if you're not sure how to do this, just simply Google, how do I create a group of favorites on Instagram? And what it's going to do is it's going to have those people actually be at the top of some of what you see, the information that you see. So when you go onto Instagram, it's going to put a priority on the content from those certain people. It gives you the ability to keep them in front of you so that when you're on Instagram, you can make sure that you're commenting or that you're liking or that you're DMing those folks. Your engagement is actually purposeful with the right people in your business. The second thing you can do is you can engage with some of the local businesses in your area. Now, what this does is it gives you the ability to be recognized. Now, a couple of different reasons here. If we're seeing specific types of businesses in our local area and we begin to be aligned with those, they begin to watch what it is that we're doing. Also, they may have a larger audience than yours. And this is an audience that is very much probably somebody that is geographically in your area. The last place that we can really spend some time on the engagement is utilizing some of the local hashtags. So if you have a local hashtag, go in and search the local hashtag, find some of the most engaged type of content that is out there for the local hashtags, and begin to add your input on some of those. Give some advice, give some of your opinion on some of these areas. This gives you the ability to comment in specific areas where other people will possibly see it and check out your profile, which again creates more engagement on your page because you were out there starting the engagement yourself. The last thing is don't be afraid when you're posting to also ask for the engagement that you want. Sometimes you have to just ask. So for instance, this is how this works. If you haven't had a chance to follow my YouTube channel, this would be a great time for you to follow if you're looking for more content on how to grow your real estate business. Again, see what I just did there. I'm actually giving a call to action. I'm asking for the engagement I'm looking for, and hopefully by asking for that, it actually ends up getting that engagement. Again, if you're going to have engagement, it's going to start with you. What is it that you're physically doing as far as going out and making the engagement out there and doing the comments and getting involved on other people's social media platforms? And then what is it that you're actually going to ask them to do so that it'll create more engagement on your profile as well? The next area to increase engagement is think search. What is it that people are searching for? Your ideal client, what are they searching for? So I'm going to use this as an example. If I'm wanting to do some content about the local real estate market, what I like to do is to go into Google and I'll just punch in my area 30A. I'll punch in 30A real estate and then I stop. And when you stop in the search bar on Google, it will tell you what has been the most searched terms after that. You'll see questions about 30A homes for sale. You'll see 30A homes that are affordable. You'll see different specific things that will pop up. Those are typically the questions that you want to answer by utilizing what's available to go out and find out what it is that people are searching for. Now you have an opportunity to actually produce some content that's going to have the ability to have more people looking for it. Again, when we're increasing our search and we're focusing in on the search, it really does give us that ability to increase that engagement because we're going to utilize this to find a wider audience than we would have otherwise. Another way to focus on search is to study what it is that agents in other markets are doing. I've talked a lot about this, but this is such an easy way for you to find items that are doing well in other markets. So I would encourage you, find some agents that are similar to the type of business you do in another market. Find and follow them on Instagram. Maybe even make them one of those people that you want to follow and that you want to have as someone that is a priority for you. Watch what it is they do. If you'll go to their profile and you'll actually click on Reels, it will then tell you the numbers. If you can find a piece of content that has been on their post, a post that they've made, a reel that they've made that has 5x the typical number of engagement as far as the views that they have, I promise you if you'll take that content that they did and shift it just a little bit where it's more to your local market, you'll absolutely see those numbers increase on yours as well. Again, what we're trying to do is we're trying to increase engagement. And the best way to do that is to put content out that we know that is going to create opportunities for more people to see it. The last way on thinking about search is don't be afraid to jump on some local trends or activities that are happening in your local area. I like to do this. You can do this on national trends, but sometimes that isn't as effective as it can be in your local market. But is there an event that's coming up? I'm going to use this as an example. We just recently had the 30A Songwriters Festival here in our local area. Some of the content that did really well was utilizing not just the hashtags for 30A Songwriters that they were using, but it also gave us the ability to do some content about if you're attending the 30A Songwriters Festival and you're wondering the best place to get lunch on Saturday when most of the restaurants are full, these are three of my favorites. That content will do really well. If you've got something that's coming up as far as a festival in your area, giving a timeline of what's happening or the schedule or looking for those things that people are probably searching for in a local trend in a local time period will absolutely get you the opportunity to have more engagement and more people to see your profile. The next step is to specifically use the tools that are provided to you. I'm going to use Instagram in this case. Adam Massari is actually the head of Instagram. He has his own page, and on that page he actually tells you what's working on Instagram right now, what they are prioritizing. He almost tips the hat, so to speak, and tells you exactly the types of content and the ways to make your content get a little more exposure. Take advantage of those opportunities when he's telling you exactly what it is that you should be doing. Again, following him, looking and seeing. What are some of the other tools? Green screens do really well. Whatever it is that they are offering absolutely gives you the ability to see some of those things. They're talking about carousels now. They're talking about editing, an editing app that's coming out in reference to everything that we saw with TikTok. When you utilize the tools that they provide for you, they absolutely, you can see this. When you see the type of tools they're providing and you use them, you will absolutely see your engagement go up. Another tool that Instagram offers is the professional dashboard. Now, this is just for those that have a professional or a creator account, but listen, if you're in the business, odds are you need to have one of those types of accounts. And what it does is when you go into that professional dashboard, it has a number of different tools in there. It has something called inspiration, where it shows you some of the different types of posts that people that are following you are also looking at, giving you an opportunity to get some inspiration for some new posts. It also has a new section called best practices, where it goes in and it talks about the different types of contents. In reality, they're talking about what Adam Massari does and basically what he's talking about, and they give you a breakdown of those. Then down below, they have actually people from Instagram that teach you how to do each of those things that they're saying that you should be doing right now. Those best practices and that tip that they're giving you is absolutely going to help you put out better content that's going to get more engagement and give you more opportunities. Last thing I would say is when we're talking about using the tools, every single post you do should have a little bit of TLC. That's just kind of the acronym that I use for this. And literally what that is the T stands for trending music. You don't even have to have the music playing. You can move that down to where it doesn't even have the sound. But trending music does give you the ability to expand the audience you're looking for. So when you're utilizing that trending music, it does give you the ability to kind of maybe do something a little bit different, and maybe if it just gets you a few extra views, you never know what that's going to do as far as the total engagement and the increase in what you're going to see the opportunities on your page. The L in TLC is for your location. Always share your location, because if we're working in a specific market, by sharing our location, it's going to naturally just share that out to that expanded area in a more detailed way. So for instance, I just mentioned a little bit earlier when I was talking about at 30A Songwriters Festival, basically going in there and tagging my location as 30A, and if it has the opportunity for Songwriters Festival or Watercolor or whatever it is, the central portion of where that festival is happening, it will absolutely be more concentrated on the people that's going to put it in front of by utilizing that location. And then when we're talking about the C, that is collaborators. Recently in the last year, what they've done is they've given us the ability to add collaborators. Now, this used to be just tagging, and you can still just tag people. But here's what a collaborator does, is it gives the ability, if you add them as a collaborator, is that they have the ability with one click to approve that they are being added as that collaborator on that post, and it will automatically go onto their grid. So immediately it's going to be posted to their grid, which goes out to all of their followers. So I'm going to use an example of this. If you're posting something where you're talking about your favorite coffee shop in your local market, make sure that you add that coffee shop as a collaborator, because then it's just as simple as them just clicking one button. It goes out to all of their folks, and it also starts showing up on their page, which is something that's going to give you the ability to expand your audience as well. The fourth way to increase engagement on the post that you're making also is to prime the algorithm. A couple ways we can do this. First thing is before you make a post, make sure that you go out and you have 5 to 7 comments on a couple of different pages. The first type of page is the people that you want to make sure that see the actual post that you're going to make or the reel that you're putting out. Make sure that you go and comment on something on theirs. Here's what happens is Instagram lets us know when someone comments on our page or a post that we have. This is going to show up for them, and a lot of times what happens is that they will then automatically just bounce over and check out your page after that as well. Also, utilize this for some of that local content we were talking about. Find a highly engaged piece of content about your local area. Make a high quality comment on there, and what's going to happen is the people that read that will be like, wow, that was kind of insightful. Odds are going to click onto yours, and immediately once they do that, it's going to give you the ability for them to see this new post that you just posted. Again, by making these comments before you do your post, it's absolutely going to create a momentum that we wouldn't have otherwise. Last but not least is to build on the engagement that you get. Now, we've done all the hard work here, and now we get somebody that comments on one of your posts. The worst thing you can do is not comment back. Make sure that you heart that comment, and make sure that you absolutely comment back to them. If it gives you the opportunity to ask a question back to them or to check back in with them, hey, it's been a little while, how's everything going? Some way that then generates another comment back. Again, we're priming the pump, so to speak. Make sure that we're building on the engagement that we have. So comments that we receive, comment back on every single one of those, and when the opportunity arises, make sure you're asking questions that leads to additional comments as well. Right along those lines of building on the engagement is to have 3 to 5 DMs that you do on a daily basis. Who are the people that you can reach out to that you can say, hey, I really enjoyed this, or it looks like you had a great trip. Whatever it is, go into their DMs. DMs are a more personalized type of communication, and what it does is that if they comment back, now all of a sudden the algorithm is thinking, oh, they have a personal relationship with those folks, and it's going to absolutely push your content out to those folks and on the next time that you go out there and you post. So make sure that you're doing this as well on a daily basis. Again, consistency leads to opportunity. And speaking of the consistency, another great way to make sure we're compounding on the engagement that we get is to be consistent with our posting. Again, we need to find a pace where we can have peace, but whatever that is for you, if it's posting twice a week, if it's posting 5 times a week, whatever it is for you, make sure that you have consistency in the type of posting you're doing, because it trains the algorithm that you are someone that is going to be consistent, that is serious about this, and it's absolutely going to put it in front of more people. Now, I know there's some of these that I've probably missed, and I'm going to show you a little trick that you can use on the end of yours. Down below, make sure that you comment what it is that I missed and what it is that you're doing so that we can all learn together. You see what I did there? That gives us the opportunity for you to see it live exactly how you can utilize this in your postings that leads to more engagement. I hope this has been helpful, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. I specifically chose the video below for you because it builds on the one you just watched. I hope it's helpful, and I'll talk to you soon.